What happened? What happened? Hey, it's the worst result for a team in these Champions League quarterfinals. First leg, we really didn't expect it, honestly. And well, that's just how football is. Atleti has figured out Barça, especially in the Champions League. I mean, Atleti knocks out Barça, and then we knock Atleti out in the Champions League too, in the Champions League. They're hoping we don't make it to the final. Because, hey, if nothing strange happens here, which could still happen, because if there's a team that can do it, I'm not talking about Barça. Atleti can do it. Blowing a lead at home, that's definitely Cholo's team. They'll obviously be hoping that Madrid doesn't advance, well, for obvious reasons, but also because we could meet in the final, which is what happened in both finals, 2014 and 2016. In the quarterfinals of both years, Atletico de Madrid beat Barça. The prophecy. People are talking about the prophecy. I look at the prophecy a bit skeptically because, well, I mean, some people also say, wait, no, of course, that in 2016, Madrid also lost by 2 goals in the quarterfinals. Well, they also conceded 2 goals. They lost 2-0 in Germany to Wolfsburg. Remember? Yesterday wasn't the same, though. It was another German team in the first leg, and they also scored 2 goals against us. The story is different, but hey, these are things that add up, right? Anyway, what a silly thing for us to be happy about here. We would have liked it to be another team and not Atleti. No, because then there's also that thing, but hey, let them have their joy. Let them believe they can win this year, the Champions League. And about the others, well, look, they're complaining about the referee. It's just a joke in itself that they're complaining about the referee, the ones who pay referees, well, whatever. If you don't like it, people in the stands are already shouting, UEFA, Mafia. You've already shown you can do something about it. Damn, for 20 years it's paying ahead of refereeing. But now with UEFA, I guess you guys have your own guy there. Hey, careful here. Maybe they're fools, but they're not idiots, and we're going to be a bit careful, just like you did. Crooks. How, man? By putting UNICEF on the jersey, which was the company. Well, UNICEF, yeah, an organization, an NGO. Well, which was headed by this Senersosic guy and so on. Barça had been trying these tricks for years, of course. He said, come on, let's do it imaginatively in Spain, okay? Let's do it imaginatively. They did it a bit, paying the boss and referees with envelopes of cash. And in Europe, let's come up with something else. Who's responsible, man? That's a great plan. Putting it here on the jersey, which we've never stained with advertising, we put the company here. The person responsible for the referees, Senersosic, who's also very effective at this because Senersosic was the person in charge of referees at FIFA. In the 2002 World Cup, widely considered the most scandalous in history. In terms of, well, anyway, we've already talked about it a few times. I mean, this guy knows, let's do it this way. And it coincided precisely with Stark, Obrevo, and De Blaker. There's Tekin, there's my friend. But anyway, that's why it must have slipped away from them now. They can't do it now because, well, many years have passed, and they're probably thinking, so what do we do in Europe so the same thing doesn't happen to us? Because that's my point. They send off Kubarsi, and Kubarsi's play is just bad luck. Really? No. But of course, what can't be is that this Kovac guy, you know what this man must have been thinking? You call the foul and give him a yellow card. But if he was the last man, no matter how much of a stumble it was, well, it wasn't just a stumble logically because Kubarsi touches Juliano Simeone on the back of the leg. The ball even goes behind him. But man, he trips him up, right? And he was the last man heading straight for the goal, even though the ball slipped away a bit, but it was clear he was the last man. It was a clear goal-scoring opportunity, and that had to be a red card no matter what. That's why they called him over for a VAR review. And indeed, since this isn't the Negreira League, because in Spain they wouldn't give Barça the red card. We all know that. Not a chance. Well, it's just another one. I mean, it's happened all these times. So here you have it between Eric Araujo and Kubarsi. Okay, and Kubarsi twice. I think all of them have been in Europe, man. It's incredible, all in Europe. Well, it's not incredible. We all know why, right? And of course, that's another fact. I mean, it's a plus 69 red card differential. It's in favor, +1 for Real Madrid in the 21st century. It's, well, look, this, right? I have it right here. And in Europe, it's 11 and 11, right? That's it. It's about VAR, right? It turns out that Madrid is the team most penalized by VAR, and Barça, for whatever reason, the least is about how many fouls they commit. How many fouls does the opposing team need to make to get a yellow card? And how many do you need to commit to get a yellow card? Barça is always at the top in any ranking. We've seen it here on this channel. And coincidentally, the team that Barça is up against in the league over the years is in the opposite position. I mean, it's Barça here, Madrid here, right? Well, that doesn't work in Europe, man. So since they're not idiots, of course. I mean, since the system isn't corrupt there, they give you a red card. From that moment, Barca was down to 10 men, still playing with one less player. I knew that in the second half they were going to dominate. They were going to have, also because Atleti closed up a bit, Barca went all out, and that's exactly why they conceded the second goal, right? Well, Atleti's counterattacks were lethal, and Sorlos did really well there. And well, Barca just didn't have their day today. They asked for everything, even a penalty for what's his name? For Ferran Torres. The struggle in the box after a cross, and they asked for a penalty. I mean, they've asked for everything. But two things happened. One where I can understand why they're complaining, but I'll also say screw them because, well, I mean, this is what has happened to us for a long time. I met up with Barca. By the way, Julian's amazing goal, it was something just outrageous. It was the perfect moment. I'd call this the moment of the quarterfinals so far, right? I mean, they get a player sent off, and then on top of that, in the 44th minute from that free kick, Julian Alvarez scores a historic goal, right? The match was looking good for Atletico de Madrid, but as I said, this happened. It was Musso here in goal for Atletico de Madrid, and Musso, I don't remember because it caught me at a moment when I wasn't watching the match. I think it could have been the start of the second half, right? Well, I hadn't gotten to see the second half, the first, the second, from around, I don't know, the 10th minute or something like that, and I haven't seen it replayed. But apparently, and from what I've heard, Musso doesn't make any alarm gesture when his teammate Pubil puts the ball back with his hand, right? At the goal kick spot, right? And apparently Musso had already touched it, and they say Musso had already taken the kick. I don't know. And if that's the case, it's a huge screw up. The Barca players are complaining a lot because this would have been a penalty. It would have been a handball penalty. But like I said, tough luck for them. And what I did see at the end of the match was a corner kick for Atletico de Madrid. In a tussle between Sorlos and Eric Garcia, I think it was, where Sorlos was the last to touch it, but in a way that's impossible for the referee on the field to see, right? And I said, well, look, another corner that was missed, like it happens many times, they give a corner for Atletico de Madrid when it was actually a goal kick, and the decision is quickly changed and a goal kick is given. But damn, wasn't this supposed to start with the World Cup when they said they were going to review corners from the World Cup onward? It's going to be implemented. Not only that, but also when the goalkeeper wastes time and after I don't know how many seconds, a corner is given. Although I think that was already being done, that decision hasn't been made again. And any others? During a substitution, if a player, I'm speaking from memory, if a player takes too long, the substitute doesn't come on and has to wait a minute. Apparently, well, all those things that I don't have written down here, that's why I'm speaking from memory, have to be implemented starting from the World Cup, not before. And they've decided that a corner kick had to be changed from a corner to a goal kick now in the month of April. Damn, what is this? What is this now? That's why they don't freak out about this, right? Look, it evens out, man. The sending off is absolutely fair. Letizia 22 wins. Like I said, if there's a team that can mess it up in the return leg, it's definitely Atleti. Barça is going to go all out. Barça is going to go in like a kamikaze there at the Metropolitano. And what I hope is that, well, they leave a lot of gaps at the back and Cholo's team punishes them. But, well, we'll see. This will be next Tuesday because this is the short tie and ours is the long one. In the next video, we talk about something I was analyzing from yesterday's match. And, well, it will have to change. And some very interesting statements from Arbeloa, by the way, which we didn't show yesterday. And he talks to us about what's happening to him with the team and with the decisions of some of his players. Let's see if things change a little bit over there in Germany, but it's going to be very difficult. But, my friend, the prophecy. Well, I hope everything goes well for you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, comment, share, and that's it. We'll be back in the next one tomorrow with all of this. Bye.